That's sent out to you by your facilitator. If you have not seen this yet, meaning your chart with your presentation time, you need to see your facilitator. They got an email from me yesterday. It's telling you where you're located when you go into the Kern Center and when you present. So like for example, looking down the line, Hydropolis, you're one of the first presenters. You're at location A5 and you present at 8:30 in room 5. So you need to make sure that you're there set to go. Some of you are later on down the line, meaning like Waterstone Valley, you don't present until 11:50. You are I3, you present in room 3.
And that's what those letters and numbers mean. The letter is which presentation time. A is first, B is second, C is third, and the number is the room.
And the number is the room. Guys. So please make sure if you don't have that, that you're addressing that along the way, that you check in with your facilitator. A couple quick reminders. How many of you are thinking about dropping your model off Friday? Good. Don't bother. You have to be there Saturday anyway. Please make sure that you have everything. You can start getting there at 7:30. So you can start checking in and whatnot. I'll be there in the morning right away with all the paperwork that you guys have had to fill out along the way. You can move your model into you will move your model into the presentation room, meaning when it's your time, nobody's going to be there to say, all right, you're up next, it's your time. You need to be watching the clock and saying, all right, I need to be in room 3 in 10 minutes. I got to start gathering stuff. One of the things I would recommend, bring supplies along. Stuff happens. Parts fall off. You can quickly touch it up, but if you don't have it, we're not going to.
Yeah,
So
you want a little emergency kit, you know, with a hot glue gun, some glue, some of the different trinkets that you've got on there. Just so, like Mr. Hoffman said, if something falls off, you can fix that right away.
You're welcome to have as many people you want in the presentation room as possible. If that's parents, families, friends, mentors, etc., I've stepped in. I've watched them. Awesome job. One other quick thing. I know some of you have put backer boards on and whatnot. With any modifications, please remember there are strict measurement guidelines. 20 inches, and that's from the table up. If you're at 20 and a half, you're out.
Same with your visual aids, too. Make sure those are measured to the proper.
2 feet wide. That's the one that scares me most. For example, like with this backer board from Kapatahi, they're going to measure from the back end here over. So if this is hanging over, you got to measure and make sure that your measurements are all correct along the way. And then 20 inches is the max height. Just like Mr. Burt mentioned, 36 by 30 are the dimensions of the 2 visual aids you can have along the way. Please make sure you're there. Presentations, again, 7 minutes max. They will cut you off, much like I asked our judges to a week ago. So if you were flirting with the line, you might want to make a couple subtle adjustments. They'll grill you afterwards. They have up to 15 minutes with you. Be prepared to explain different things on the model or explain your thinking along the way.
Every team got a copy of the judges' questions. Make sure you go over those in practice.
You need to be at your model during that time. I sent you a timeline of what the day would look like when special judges are coming by. At that point, if you want to get recognition in that special judging, you need to make sure you're by your model along the way. ID cards now need to get picky, meaning you need to have everything on it. So that is team name, scale, presenter name, mentor name, school name, and educator name. It's all on the website. If you need that list again, you can always just Google card on FC or something like that. It'll pop up pretty quickly along the way.
If you guys want, the reason I came out, if you guys want to do something nice, the size of your ID badges, you can make name plaques and I can laminate them so you can have them looking nice. If you want to print them off the computer, make sure they're at least or no bigger than the size of your ID badge. I don't know if that's too small even, but we can laminate them then.
They need to be on a 4x6.
Well, okay, scratch that.
Sorry.
Yeah.
If you need a new 4x6 card, you see myself, I got plenty.
I do too.
I'll have the forms, and again, the other recommendation, bring food. You're there for a good chunk of a day.
Yeah.
If that means water, if that means snacks, I mean, you're going to have people coming up to you constantly, especially if you haven't been there before, saying, hey, tell me about your model. It'll be engineers, it'll be representatives from the community, it'll be other students. And please, especially for you newbies that got a chance to go, I'm talking to my group, look around. Take a look, especially if you're serious about next year and moving onward. Start saying, all right, stealing the ideas along the way. Definitely a great experience. If you are missing any of that paperwork or have any confusion, please see either of us before you walk out today. We cannot help you tomorrow. Unfortunately, both of us have commitments tomorrow during the day. How many of you have transportation arranged for your models at this point? Anybody, actually, I should phrase, anybody not have transportation for your model figured out? So I'm assuming at this point, I know one group emailed me about tomorrow pickup, but everybody else is taking them home tonight? Okay. So, and ladies, are you still on for a tomorrow pickup? Then we need to touch base with Miss Sandy, just to ask her, because I know there's sometimes she's going to be available. I don't know if you need a morning or an afternoon pickup. Touch base with Miss Sandy, because she's going to be the one here, but there are spotty times. So, other than that, I can just say good luck. I may or may not see all of you on Saturday. It depends on how the day goes. But if you need anything, there'll be plenty of us floating around.
I'll be there the whole day. So
Burton, Brookins, I had no hesitation of going, etc. Again, if you are selected as a finalist, there will be some afternoon stuff, but most of the early preliminary stuff is announced in the morning. Again, refer to the agenda that you were given last Friday with everything that you will possibly need. Questions, comments, concerns, anxieties, or other perplexities of life at this point? Yes. Four are pushed on. A ton. Take a look at the sheet.
I think there's 51 teams.
Yeah. Yeah,
Or
something like that.
53, 50, maybe 53. I guess.
Just some advice too, just from being there last year and then judging this year, judging the last 3 or 4 years. The biggest thing that I saw is that when people screw up in what they're saying, they pause and they like sort of like, oh, nobody knows what you're supposed to say, so don't pause, just keep going. Like if I'm giving a speech at graduation to all you and your parents for 8th grade for promotion this year, nobody else knows what I'm going to say. So if I screw up, I don't let anybody know that. You just keep going. Don't panic. Don't look down. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Don't get flustered or frustrated. Just keep going. And then secondly, the engineering questions are real heavy. So make sure that you know your engineering parts strongly and securely before you get in there, okay? They will ask you. There's actual engineers from the city that are on the judging panel that work with the city of Milwaukee, the planning commission. And that's what they do for a living. That's their job. So they're looking at your city with the real life view and saying, okay, do you know your stuff? Do you know why you did it? Can you really